Okay, folks, I'm going to talk a little bit about this bullet. Okay? To you, this is just a bullet. But to people like myself and others that have actually been in warfare, this right here is the difference between life and death. Okay? Whether you're the person that's shooting it or the person that's getting hit by it. I want you to imagine, if you will, in these woods behind me where I found this bullet not far from here. A bullet this size screams through the air. I've heard a lot of bullets whizzing by my head, mainly AK-47s, M16 rounds, and they make a very fast, humming like a bee-type sound. Something that cracks this much wind must have sounded terrifying. Cracking through the trees. Number one, the gunpowder and the smoke would have been tremendous out here. The smoke would have settled into the lower parts of these valleys. And these soldiers that were here, this place at the time of this battle was in the summertime, so it was very hot. And it was very thick, and it was very, very rough terrain. Now imagine, if you will, having hundreds of these flying through the air. At 3, each soldier could fire 3 of these per minute. You've got several hundred soldiers out there putting thousands of rounds downrange. It must have sounded like a major, beehive that had been kicked over. Possibly even a big hornet's nest, because of just the loud sound that those things made cracking through the air. Now, I've heard these rounds fired before as well. I have fired muzzle loaders, so and I have heard some of them ricochet and hit things, and the sound that they make is just devastating. So when you study the American Civil War, I want you to really have an appreciation. If you can come out here and you can find a bullet of any size from that time period, we're talking about something that was fired in 1861. What I'm finding here in West Virginia, however, is firing lines that are not on the map. So when I find these bullets, I look at the location, I map them out, I look at the direction that they're laying, because I can determine probably or approximately where they were fired from. And then I look at old maps and I realize that position was not on the maps. So I also found a smaller bullet. This is probably a 32 caliber pistol round, guaranteed, American Civil War. There were cavalry units out here riding along this ridge, and they were getting fired upon, by the Union soldiers. And there was just a tremendous amount of gunfire. And just the musketry must have been deafening. So when you find a bullet, just try to imagine the last time a soldier had that. They were trying to kill another human being in the American Civil War. And that, to me, friends, says a lot. That's a very personal thing that tells a story about warfare and the fear that must have been in both the firers' minds and hearts and those that were receiving the fire. It was brother against brother, Americans against Americans. We dig up thousands of bullets. It has been over 100 and almost 60 years in some cases, and we're still finding them. This was one hell of a war, folks. Don't ever forget it. Can't find it sitting on the couch. Get out. Don't only study history and read history. Get out and touch it. Live it. Walk this terrain. Feel it. It's an experience, and you can do it. And you can be safe from COVID out here, too. There's not a soul out here. God bless, folks. Have a great day.